John, Mike Francesa on the Fan, Yes Network in New York. How are you?
All right, Mike. How you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Nice to talk to you.
Good to talk to you too, Mike.
I got a lot of questions, so we'll get this. I know you have a phone call in a couple of minutes, but we'll try to get to as many as we can since I don't get a chance to talk to the Jet hierarchy too often. But John, how would you say, coming off your draft, how was the decision-making different, or what was the decision-making process, especially in the dynamics between you and the head coach on how the players were picked?
Well, I guess in the simplest form, Mike, our axiom going into the draft is going to be select the best players. And I know that a lot of people hear that, but I think our draft was evidence of that regardless of position, we're going to put a lot of preparation into evaluating the talent, ranking the talent, and then when it comes to draft day and you're ready to turn in a card, you feel like you're drafting the best players, and that's precisely what we did.
Well, my point is, how much influence did Rex Ryan have in the selection of these players?
Okay, yeah, Rex had obviously had a lot of influence, and so did his coaching staff. They worked hand in hand with our college and pro staffs. It was a collective effort. We all went out on the road. We attended pro days. We went to the Indy Combine, interviews. So Rex and his entire staff were involved in this whole process, right on down to draft day, bringing the coaches in, discussing guys that we had grouped as alternatives at each pick, right on through round 7. So Rex and his staff were involved every step of the way.
I'm going to figure there was a dispute somewhere along the line in the room. If there was, were you the deciding vote?
There really weren't disputes because, you pour through so many of those scenarios going into it. We spent long days and nights going into it with Rex, and he was a trooper. I mean, he was juggling our off-season program and preparation for that, and eventually getting into the first phase along with our lengthy draft meetings, and he didn't miss any of it. So with that comes, with all the discussion and pouring through what could happen, we felt very well prepared. So I can say in all honesty, Mike, we didn't have disputes in the draft room. It was more like we were ready for whatever was presented us, and we felt like we had a good draft as a result.
So everybody was on board with the 2 first-round picks. With Geno Smith, the entire room was on board with each of the picks.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Okay. Going forward, as far as Rex Ryan's future, you inherited Rex Ryan. Will you decide his future, or will that be you and the owner? How will Rex Ryan's fate be decided in the future?
Well, I'm put in charge for making the decisions. Obviously, we're going to consult. Any big decisions are going to be in consult with our owner, Woody Johnson. Neil will be involved, and we'll all discuss everything. Of course, Rex is involved in a lot of the big decisions. So we do things by committee here, but yeah, ultimately, Woody's put me in charge of making the decisions.
But it's unusual for a guy to come in and inherit a head coach. That's an unusual situation. Did you find that an unusual situation?
No, not really. I mean, if you look at it, Rex is an accomplished, experienced coach. He knows a lot of things here with our roster. So I view that when you come in, Mike, in late January, right on the heels of a postseason run, and I literally flew right to the Senior Bowl. I think it's a great advantage to have a head coach that is ingrained in your roster, can bring me up to speed very quickly, and plus we have similar backgrounds. We're cut from a similar cloth. Our father's been involved in the game. We're lifelong NFLers, so I think it was. I viewed Rex as an asset coming in to this job.
But isn't it hard to decide what was Rex's past and what was the ex-general manager's past? They were kind of tied at the hip. Now it's being declared that you've come in to clean up a mess. Well, Rex helped make that mess. So how do you separate the two?
Well, I guess I don't look back, Mike. I can't speak to anything that happened before me. I can only look forward. And when I came on board, I spent a lot of time with Rex, and we developed joint plans. We evaluated our roster together. We prepared for free agency together. We prepared for the draft together. We executed free agency together. We executed the draft together. So I just looked forward. I couldn't speak to the past.
So that means that you don't look at Rex Ryan as being on like next year being an important year for Rex Ryan. He has you look at it as being that you and he are starting over together, and he should be judged that way rather than as someone who's been here for 4 years?
That's accurate. I look at Rex Ryan as the head coach of the New York Jets, and that we're working jointly to improve this team every day. Except
he hasn't gotten a contract extension, has he?
No, well, I'm not going to discuss any contract matters, but let's just suffice it to say I'm happy to be with Rex right now with the Jets.